My latest granny flat project is just weeks away from being completed, and I've done other granny flats in the past, as have many clients. So in this video, I want to talk you through granny flat strategies, where they work, where they don't work, what we're doing with clients right now, and what I'm doing in my own portfolio, and how you can get neutral to positively geared properties by taking on granny flat strategies. If you're looking for a buyer's agent in either Queensland or Victoria, head over to purposeproperty.com.au to book in a free 20-minute chat with myself, where we can discuss these strategies and help you purchase a property in either of those states at this point in time. Now, granny flats have long been touted as the holy grail for a lot of property investors in the residential space to create cash flow. Now, the guys in the commercial space will argue the cash flow in residential property is just not there. Even if you do granny flats, it's not worth it. Why would you do granny flat deals? Whereas my side of the equation is that I believe granny flats have a valid piece of the pie when it comes to your property investing journey. If you can buy sites with that granny flat potential, you can add assets which at cost give you a 10 to 12% gross yield. Now, I completed a granny flat in 2024 in Bray Park, which was on the north side of Brisbane, and I made, honestly, a fair few mistakes, and still the deal stood up. So I bought that property for $640,000. I spent $80,000 renovating the house, so I was all in around $740,000 for the house, with an end value of the property at that point in time around $800,000. So I made decent money on the renovation. I then worked with a builder in a pre-existing space to add a granny flat, which was a studio granny flat with a kitchen and a separate bathroom and laundry for around $200,000. Now, the reason it cost that much is it was on a variable priced contract. So it wasn't a fixed price contract, and we were working with a pre-existing space, which was not ideal. Now, if you add those numbers up, I bought the property for $640,000. Spent $80,000 renovating the house, so I'm in for $740,000, and then I spent $200,000 on the granny flat, so I was all in $940,000, with the total uplift in the property being worth around $1 million at that point in time in that market, meaning that I only really made money on the renovations of the house and didn't necessarily make any money building the granny flat. The granny flat in hindsight should have cost around $130,000 to $150,000 in terms of the product that I received. Being a studio granny flat with only a 45 square meter floor plan and a back patio out the back, the granny flat was really not worth more than $150,000 in the market, and I should have gotten a fixed price contract, and I shouldn't have worked with a pre-existing space. But I learned so much, and this is why I do these things in my own journey and then help people along their journey, because I've actually had these war stories. I've tried to flip properties. I've done granny flats. I'm doing multiple development projects. And so I am getting my own runs on the board and then helping share that advice with you here on YouTube. So if you do get value, make sure you leave me a like, because it does help the channel out. Now, why do I still see granny flats as a valid strategy? Well, it's the yield. So if we look at that property in Bray Park on the north side of Brisbane in a location called Moreton Bay, Bray Park's one of those suburbs on the southern side of Moreton Bay, the property rents for close to $1,000 a week. Rent on the front house would be about $550 a week, and rent on the granny flat would be about $400 a week. So about $950 a week, give or take. It's market rent's probably closer to the $1,000 mark, but $950 to $1,000 a week of gross rent. Now, when you look at the market value or the cost, it sits around a 5% gross yield on market value / cost, give or take. And so at a 5% gross yield, assuming that you've put some money in the deal, so you put in a 10 or 20% deposit, these properties will break even and essentially be neutrally geared. Now, the reason I think this strategy is going to be even more important moving forward is these budget changes. Assuming that the government announces the May budget and takes away some form of negative gearing, granny flat properties or multi-income properties are going to be worth more in the future, in my opinion, because if they're pre-existing and someone's gone to the effort of adding a granny flat, creating multi-income sites essentially, then they're going to have a higher perceived value if there's less negative gearing benefits, because these properties will be neutral to positively geared for most people out the gate. And that's the exciting thing about these projects, is it allows you to grow a property portfolio. So how does that work? Generally, the strategy we do with clients is you start with a base portfolio. So you start focusing on growth first, and then we'll talk about cash flow second. So you might buy 1, 2, or 3 assets and exhaust your borrowing capacity. And I'm chatting with some live clients at the moment who've done exactly this. They bought a property on the north side of Brisbane, and they bought that and renovated it. They then bought a property on the south side of Brisbane and they renovated it because they wanted to fast track their journey. Now, both those sites that they've bought on the north of Brisbane and south of Brisbane have granny flat potential. Now they're buying with us in Victoria, and again, they want to look for value add and cosmetic renovations with a light cosmetic reno, and they also want to look for granny flat potential in the future. What they're potentially looking at doing is then once they've exhausted their borrowing capacity, they may start a family, which is part of their plans. They may then not be able to fund another property purchase, so they're going to go back to their first property and add a granny flat on that deal. Now, you might be scratching your head going, Luke, you just told me that they're tapped out on borrowing capacity, so how on earth are they going to fund a granny flat on their first deal if they've done deals 2 and 3 and can't afford to do a deal number 4? How are they going to afford to fund that granny flat? Well, the exciting thing is the banks here in Australia will do what's called a construction loan, so construction lending. And this allows you to work with your mortgage broker, sit down with them, show the fixed price contract, which I think is very important going forward, of a deal. And this would cost around $250,000 in their case, roughly, for a 2-bed, 1-bath, mid to high spec granny flat in the north side of Brisbane in Brisbane City Council. And so they do this granny for around $250,000 up to say $300,000, and the rent would be around $550 per week, give or take. Again, you're getting that 10 to 12% gross yield on the return. And what the bank does is they go, great, fixed price contract for $250K, rent of say $550 per week, and a licensed builder. And therefore, on that basis, we'll use the income of the potential granny flat to help fund and give you a construction loan for roughly 70 to 80% of the build cost. So as long as you have the money for a 20 to 30% cost to go towards the build, then the bank can largely bring the rest. And this is how when clients get tapped out on borrowing capacity, they can service and actually complete granny flats to keep their portfolio going. Now, what happens is these clients in this example will do that on deal 1. So they'll buy their next deal with us in Victoria in the Melbourne market. They'll then be tapped out on borrowing capacity. They then can execute their granny flat on the north side of Brisbane. And then they'll have the experience and they can go and execute the granny flat on the south side of Brisbane. And that's the really exciting thing here is you can snowball this strategy. And once you've got those sites neutrally geared, so the north side of Brisbane will be neutrally geared, the south side of Brisbane will be neutrally geared, and then if they want to in Victoria do a granny flat there, they'll end up with 3 titles and 6 doors or 6 rental incomes. That means the property portfolio at that point would be neutral to positively geared, and all their free cash flow will be brought back to their servicing to go out and grow the property portfolio again. And that's exactly what I've done through my journey. Emily and I bought 3 blue chip houses in Brisbane, then bought a unit block in Coffs Harbour because we had the borrowing power to buy a $1.4 million unit block, which is now worth around $2 to $2.2 million. And so the exciting thing here is that this can be done by everyday Australians. This is not a out of reach strategy. Granny flats are 200 to 300K in most circumstances. Now, let me talk you through my latest granny flat project because I think this is a great way to summarize what's happening in the current market, is that my current project is on the south side of Brisbane in a location in Logan, a suburb known as Shayla Park. Now, on this site, I'm building a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom granny flat because the block is over 1,000 square meters. And within the council laws, I'm allowed to build a supersized granny flat. Now, this granny flat's costing around $350,000 because it's a 100 square meter floor plan and it has a double carport as well. So it basically operates like a full-size home, which means the rental pool that I'm going to be renting to is families looking for long-term established property to live in for 3, 5, 7, 10 years, hopefully. So I'm looking to get a long-term tenant in this property. And the great thing is the rent. The rent on a new build in Logan, a 3-bed, 2-bath home with a double carport and its own lot, essentially a 400 square meter lot, fully fenced, grass, the whole lot, is going to rent for about $700 per week. Again, targeting that 10 to 12% gross yield on cost. The exciting thing for me in my portfolio is that once I've done this, we've got the entire team to do it. We've got the builder, we've got the retaining wall expert, we've got the carpenter to do the odds, there's always odd jobs. We've got the landscaping contacts, we've got the town planners. And so with all of those parties involved, as well as the lender, we can bring these projects together with our clients and help them execute very well in Southeast Queensland. And we're rolling that out in the Victorian market too. And so you can work with us as your buyer's agent, and then we can also take the lead on your granny flats and your renovations and handling those as well. So that's the exciting thing, is that We've done all the hard work for our clients in building the blueprint. I've made mistakes in the past, and I'm open and honest in sharing those stories because I think it's so valuable to making better decisions going forward, and so that we don't have inefficiencies in building a property portfolio, which is a business. Building a portfolio is a business at the end of the day. You're creating a rental accommodation business and you're charging fair market rent for what you're creating. And so I think the exciting thing about these granny flats, high yielding strategies in the residential space is it allows you to sustain the portfolio. So you can focus on growth first, then bring back some cash flow, and then look to build the asset base again. It's a period of growing and cash flow and consolidating, growing, cash flowing and consolidating. Now that's how I was able to get to $12.5 million. And I'm looking to sell some assets in the near future to then get into bigger and bigger projects, to buy higher cost commercial properties, to do strata and dual occupancy sites, which I'll talk through in another video. So if you got value out of this breakdown and strategy, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about granny flats? Are they still worth it in 2026? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Head over to purposeproperty.com.au if you're looking for a buyer's agent in Queensland or Victoria, and click this video here for more things real estate, renovating, and financial freedom. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.